So this is my quail run. It's doing well. The quails are happy. This one is basking and soaking up some sunlight. But the quails are doing well and are eating. But this is a tour of my quail run. In the bottom of the run I have hoop pine shavings, and then that's under hoop fines, and you can buy that at the Gap Handyman if you live in Brisbane region. I think there's other stores like that where they have the big piles of shavings and things, and you can buy them in bulk. And at the moment I have 8 female quail, and I am a bit stuck because I have 2 males. I've got a Tibetan male and a red tux male. But that's okay. They're fine. I have a real problem with the males as long as I don't henpeck my females too much. But one of the males is behind there. You can see his tail there. I think that's my red tux male, but I could be wrong. But the girls are having a good time. They are getting less timid by day I'm down here. And it's easy because I'm on holidays. And what I feed them is I buy Showbird Breeder MP. And that's the chicken food which with the picture of the white leghorn rooster on it. And it costs a bit, but it's fine. The quail love it because it's, if I remember properly, it's 23% protein, which is more than enough for quail. They like to have 17% protein in their diet and up, because quail are very active little birds and need lots of protein to keep up their metabolism. But chickens don't need that, but chickens will eat it and you'll just get more eggs. That's what I've found, at least. And my quail are pretty happy. Today I've just planted, if you can see, if I can get this to go in there. I've planted this grapevine here. And the grapevine is really good because I'm going to get to grow up on the roof and grow in that wire mesh, and keep this quail run, just wait for it to focus, and keep this quail run nice and cool during the hot summer months here in Australia. But yeah, that's going to be cool. But also when the grapevine, where it's like winter and autumn, the grapevine will lose its leaves and the quails will get their sun again in winter and keep them warm. So I think that's a good plant. That the grapevine's probably going to grow quite a bit considerably in the next few months before it drops off. It might give me some grapes this year, but I'm not too sure about that. So now I guess we'll have a look at the dust bath. Now this is a dust bath that I've made. It's a kitty litter tray, and then if it's going to rain I put the kitty litter tray cover on top. And the quails love these because they'll, in the hottest parts of the day, in like midday and things, they will all sit in it and wallow in it together, and then they'll dust bath. And my quail never have mites because this is mainly diatomaceous earth, which is made from diatoms, which are algae, which are fossilized algae, and they look like shards of glass. I cut up the lice and kill them. But I hate lice in my quail and chicken coops, so it's really good to see them dust bathing and walking around in it. Now here's one of my male quails, is one of my 2. This one is a cinnamon Tibet. He's enjoying the dust bath. And the male quails, when they are breeding, they make a shrill sort of crow sort of thing, I can't really do it right, but we'll see if we can record it soon. And now they're just rolling in the dust bath with all of his girls. And then this is my waterer. I use this Diachuk waterer, although I could have just gotten a PVC pipe and then put a end on it, because that's pretty much what the Diachuk waterers are. And you can see they've got this little red cup. Little red cup has a bit of plastic in it, and then when the quail is drinking, that bit of plastic, when it's up, it closes a valve that makes sure that the water's inside and doesn't just keep flowing out. And when the quail drinks out some of the water, it will fall down and then it will fill up again, and then the valve will close once it reaches a certain height. It's a pretty large amount of water. Although I'm thinking of getting a nipple drinking system, which is pretty much a bit of metal that the quails peck, and that makes sure that the water can't get fouled, because they seem to poop in their water a lot and it's really annoying. But since it's coming into summer, I might leave it the way it is, because the quail will need a bit of a beak dip into the water, because that keeps them cool. And the Coturnix quail, or Coturnix japonica, will lay some pretty good eggs if given the chance. They lay pretty often, and the eggs are kind of creamy coloured, covered in blotches. They are easy to crack. So to fix that, you put shell grit into their feed. But their usual capacity is around about 200 eggs per year. 200, 300 eggs per year. And that's pretty good for such small birds. Some birds will lay more than others, depending on age, health, and other sorts of things like that. But you can also get them to lay during winter and get perhaps 365 eggs per year if you implement a hot light bulb to fake like sun, and make the days seem longer. But I don't do that because I want my quails to live for the longest time, and also it's a bit hard in an outdoor enclosure like this one. So that's about the laying capacity of a quail. Nothing too special, but when the eggs taste as good as they do, I think that's worth it. Now here I have one of my duckle hens. This is my lovely blue duckle, and you may think that, what has this got to do with quail? But she's broody right now. I've decided as a little thing I might put some quail eggs under her, so now we gotta check on them. So now, a broody hen will raise pretty much anything, and as you can see, she's picked off some of her feathers there. Sit back down, baby. And she'll raise the baby quail into adulthood once they hatch. I hope they'll hatch. Sometimes they won't hatch, but this is a good way and a less expensive way of brooding quail, instead of buying a $200 brooder or renting one, which can cost a bit more. So I'll see how this goes. This is just an experiment, but these are fertile eggs, so I'll see if they hatch, and we'll watch and see, and maybe they'll turn to baby quail. This coot, I haven't obstructed any of these sides, so quail can easily run around the backs of these houses, come out through middle maybe. They run all the way around the perimeter because quail like doing that. They like walking and moving far. So that's pretty good for them. And also, look over here, past this bridge up into a high spot where the quail like. You can see that I've added this wooden log onto this guinea pig house. And the reason for that is because the quail really do love the wooden log. They like to walk through it and they sit in it and things, they lay eggs in it. And it's on a bit of a slant, so whenever they do lay an egg in it, the egg rolls down and goes into house and weather. And then I can harvest it. And yeah, that's pretty interesting. So that's a cool idea for people who want to get their quail eggs easier. And also I have this ramp, which you probably have seen. And this ramp is just a way for the quail to get away from other quail that are on the ground. And they'll just crawl up there and they'll just stand up there and watch what's going on. That's my Japanese quail. And they are very personable, very nice little birds. And generally easy to keep. They're the ultimate backyard suburban bird to keep for eggs and meat if you want. Because quail meat's very delicious. I've never had it. But the eggs taste a bit better than chicken eggs. And they're pretty resistant to disease. They are pretty easy to care for all around. So I recommend these. Small children love them. They can be trained pretty easily if you keep them from babies. But yeah, I love them. And they're a great addition to any backyard coop.